right, let's move on to Instagram. We got a question here from Instagram. Bo has a question for us.
I'm really struggling with going through the photos on my phone. What's a good way to sort them and be minimal about it?
I have a few just simple tips here. Let's talk about the photos on your phone. Here's a pithy answer for you. So, not buying a thing is letting go in advance. Now, what does that have to do with your phone? Well, not taking the picture means you don't have to delete them. So I have this rule on my phone that anytime I go take a picture of someone, my daughter, we go to an event, a concert, whatever, I will take one photo. I learned this from my friend Adam, who's a photographer, who uses film photography. So he doesn't want to waste the photos because with our phone, we can take infinite photos now, right? I'll just snap 1,000 photos. I'll figure it out later. Well, then you get back to your camera roll eventually, and it's a mess. It's cluttered with the same photo over and over and over and over. So what I do is I go take one photo, and even, oops, my thumb was accidentally in the picture. So what?
That's great.
I took the one photo, and then I put the phone in my pocket. I put it on airplane mode. It's done now.
Great, dude.
Even though the photo was terrible, it was blurry, whatever it was, I took the photo. That's my boundary. I'm done. And so that's one thing I do. The other thing I do, if I have any duplicates from the past that I want to get rid of, I set a trigger. For me, it's anytime that I am on an airplane. As soon as I sit down in the airplane, I start going through the camera roll. I delete anything I don't want in the camera roll anymore. That way, the camera roll sort of serves as my photo album that I can reference all the time. There are no duplicates, and it's really simple.
I like that so much. I almost nuked them all yesterday. I feel like my iPhone memory is set to tragic. Like, I don't know where that setting came from, but it's literally like, hey, remember when you were in love and your cat was alive every day? And so I got some cool pictures on there with like people I look up to and people who aren't here anymore, but I have thousands and I'm just afraid to even look at it. And I'm like, well, that's not fun. And so I am debating, do I just nuke it? Do I just nuke the whole thing?
Well, we've got an essay on our website. You go to theminimalists.com/delete. If you want to delete 1,000 photos in 11 days, it's real simple. Today, all you have to do is go and delete one photo.
Okay.
Tomorrow, it's twice as many photos. You keep doubling it the next day, right?
I like that.
By 11 days, you're at 1,000 photos. And we've done this challenge. We've had thousands of people do this with their smartphone camera rolls. So you start there, you let go of the photos that aren't serving you anymore. You spend the time, you set up that trigger so you're deleting them regularly. But then going forward, just like with your
then
stuff,
you're the one, yeah.
You don't bring as many photos in and you don't have as much to clean up on the back end.
One good rule of thumb for that is never save it unless you intend to share it. So here's an example that we already all employ. We take a photo of ourselves and then we look at the photo and we go, oh God, I hate the way that I look, right? And what do? We immediately delete it because we're thinking, that's not going on Instagram. That's not going to be my new profile pic. I don't want anybody to see that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to delete it, right? So don't just do that for yourself in your profile pic. Do that for the people that you're in relationship with. When you feel tempted to take a picture of that tree, to take a picture of that meal, ask yourself, who am I going to share this with? What am I going to do with this right after I take this picture? Am I going to blow it up at Kinko's and put it on my wall as a nice poster that adds decor to my home? Okay, cool. Am I going to send it to my friend and be like, hey, dude, that restaurant you told me about, I'm actually here. That's really cool. If you've got something you can do with it, take the picture, do the thing, delete it, because now you've created a meaningful experience by documenting this. But if you're taking it just because you're falling into the pack rat's trap of, oh, I have no purpose for having this thing, but I'm going to hold on to it because I'm too afraid to throw it away because some moment might arise in 20 years, who knows, where I'll need this thing and I won't ever be able to find it again. That's the trap that you can't get out of. Don't save it unless you can share it.
Yeah, dude, I went hiking the other week. Preface, this is going to sound like I was on mushrooms, and I wasn't. I went hiking not on mushrooms, and there was this gorgeous tree, and it looked so old and big and wise, and I went to take a picture of it, and then I was like, what am I going to do with a picture of this? And I put my phone away, and again, I cannot stress this to you enough, I was not on mushrooms. I touched the tree instead of taking a picture of it, and felt...
You don't want to do it with people, though.
No, yeah. Guys, I was checking out this chick. I was going to take a picture and then I just touched her. And I just touched the tree and it felt like there was this energy I felt where suddenly I'm thinking about the tree in a context that I would have never thought about before. But I'm like, God, how long has it been here? What has it survived? Then I started remembering all these like facts I've read about just randomly. Like, do you know when trees are in danger, they hold hands under the earth? And it was just such just like beautiful, still very quick experience. But like, you think I'm going to go back through thousands of sad pictures to be like, I got to find the picture of that tree? I would have never looked at it again. I would have posted on Instagram to be like, look, guys, I go in nature. I'm woke. And then forgot about it. And instead, as we're talking, I just remembered like exactly what it felt like to like touch this like gorgeous tree. And I'm so much happier that I had that experience.
Did you enjoy this standalone Patreon highlight? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalist Private Podcast, available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists or click the link in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.